Level 1. Production associate. You put on safety glasses in a parking lot the size of a small town. You take a shuttle from the lot to the building. The building is so large it has its own weather system. The ceiling is 50 feet up, and you can barely see it through the orange haze of robotic arms moving in the distance. A team lead walks you to your station. He doesn't tell you his name. He shows you the motion. 2 steps. A component. A click. You do it. He watches twice, nods, and walks away. That's the training. You repeat the motion every 2 minutes for 12 hours. Your feet hurt by hour 3. By hour 8, you stop noticing your feet. The team lead walks the line. You stay at the station. When he stops near you, it is never to say good job. The associate next to you has been at this station for 3 years. You don't ask him why. You already sense the answer. You are replaceable. The factory runs around the clock, and Tesla has done mass layoffs before, without warning. Some people find out when their badge stops working. You tell yourself you won't be here long enough for that to matter. You put your name in for team lead. You start arriving 5 minutes early. Level 2. Team lead. You walk the line now instead of standing on it. You have a radio clipped to your belt and a clipboard under your arm. These are not symbols of power. They are symbols of accountability. You are accountable for every person at every station in your section. If the line falls behind, the supervisor doesn't look at the line. He looks at you. Your morning starts with a stand-up meeting. You read numbers off a sheet you didn't write. The numbers were handed down. You hand them down again. Your associates nod. When output drops, you write incident reports. You describe things as operator error because the report has no box for inadequate staffing. You learn to write around the truth. The supervisor above you speaks and you take notes. Your associates speak and they wait for direction. You are the translator between those two worlds. You are fluent in both languages and trusted in neither. The pay bump is real. The title is real. But when your section misses target, you stay late to explain it in writing. The supervisor goes home. You file the report. You drive home in the dark, eat something fast, and set your alarm for 5. Level 3. Production supervisor. You have a desk. This is not a small thing. The desk is on a mezzanine above the floor, behind glass, and from it you can see the entire line. 2 screens. Live output data. Defect rate. Units per hour. Numbers that used to be read to you, you now generate. You manage multiple team leads. You walk the floor with a tablet, and they follow you. You identify bottlenecks before they become stops. You coordinate with the quality team when defect rates climb. You prepare reports for the manager above you, and you learn the first unspoken rule of corporate survival at Tesla. Bad news must never surprise the person above you. Pre-digest it. Frame it. Make it a problem you are already solving, not a problem you are reporting. The manager above you uses your name now. That is new. It feels like progress. It is also a leash. You are the first person in this hierarchy with access to the data. You can see exactly why the numbers are wrong. You can see the staffing gap, the training gap, the design flaw compounding on line 3. You write the report. You frame the problem. You wait. The decision comes back from above, and it doesn't fix the thing you identified. You update your report. You send it again. Level 4. Manager. You are not on the floor anymore. You manage people who manage people. You have a standing desk in an open plan office, a whiteboard covered in timelines, and a calendar that someone else has already filled. It is Monday morning, and you have 11 meetings before Thursday. You are responsible for hiring, performance reviews, project timelines, and a budget you must justify twice a year. You are also responsible for translating company priorities into human task assignments. At Tesla, The company priority is always the same. Move faster. Cut waste. Hit the number. Your job is to make that sentence mean something specific to 15 engineers by 9 a.m. The director above you sends messages at 9 p.m. You respond in 10 minutes. You learn that your response time is read as a signal. Your team gets the information in the morning stand-up. The compensation is real now. Base salary. Equity that vests over 4 years. You start watching the stock price before you watch the news. But the flexible time off policy means time off is reviewed with your manager for what's appropriate. You take 4 days in October. You spend 2 of them on your laptop. The other 2 you feel vaguely guilty about. One of your best engineers accepts another offer in February. You post the backfill rec that night. Level 5. Director, you have a seat at the table. Not a chair against the wall. The actual table. You are presenting a quarterly roadmap to the VP, and the slides behind you represent the work of 300 people. You built this presentation with your chief of staff. You will answer every question yourself. You own a budget. You manage managers. You set strategy across multiple teams and absorb conflict between departments before it reaches the VP. Escalating to the VP means you couldn't solve it. You solve it. The VP calls you directly when something is wrong, not your manager. You. That is both a recognition and a warning. In 2024, Tesla filed WARN notices, cutting 2 directors of technical programs in Palo Alto in a single action. No announcement. Their Slack accounts were simply gone. A peer of yours disappeared from the org chart on a Tuesday. You heard about it through a manager who heard from a team lead. You have a VP check-in on Friday. You spend the week preparing, not because you are worried, because at this level, preparation is indistinguishable from survival. Level 6. Vice President. You are one of approximately 19 people who report directly to Elon Musk. You have now memorized what his face looks like when he has already decided. He asks the room a question about a missed production milestone. Everyone in the room knows the question is for you. You answer clearly and directly. Afterward, you call your chief of staff from the parking structure. You say, prepare the team for a potential pivot. You own an entire function. Manufacturing, engineering, AI software, thousands of employees, hundreds of managers, budgets measured in billions. When Musk changes direction, you translate the change into executable roadmaps before your team has finished the previous one. Musk's management philosophy breaks the chain of command by design. He can contact any employee at any level directly. You have been bypassed. You have found out about a decision affecting your division from someone 3 levels below you who got a message from Musk at midnight. You adjusted. The Supercharger VP presented to Wall Street analysts 1 week and was eliminated the next. Her team of 50 was disbanded before lunch. That happened to a real person in this role. You know her name. You know she didn't see it coming. Your phone buzzes at 11 p.m. It says, "We need to talk." You pull over and call immediately. Level 7. Senior Vice President. You are at the lectern at Investor Day. 10,000 people in the room. Wall Street analysts in the front row. Your name is on the earnings call in the opening statement, not the footnotes. The slides behind you represent the work of 40,000 people, and every question is yours to answer, and you answer all of them. You own Tesla's largest operating divisions. Global manufacturing across 4 gigafactories, or powertrain and energy at a scale that affects power grids. You coordinate across every other SVP. You build contingency plans for Musk's contingency plans because you have learned that his mind moves faster than any roadmap. You make decisions that affect more people than most cities. He can reverse any one of them. SVP Drew Baglino spent 10 years building Tesla's powertrain division. He left in April 2024 with no public fight, no announcement, No farewell, all hands. He was simply no longer on the org chart. 10 years. Tens of millions in RSUs. Gone on a Sunday. You land in Shanghai at 4 a.m. To address a production crisis no one else can resolve. You handle it. You fly home. You do not sleep on the plane. There is no version of this job where you sleep on the plane. Level 8. CEO and Techno King. That is your actual title. It is on file with the SEC. You are on the factory floor at 2 a.m. No one scheduled this. You are here because the Model Y line is 3% behind, and you cannot reason your way to sleep until you understand the exact machine causing it. A robot arm moves in the dark. You watch it. You make a note about a weld sequence adjustment that will require retooling 6 stations. You will tell the team at 7. They will execute by Thursday. There are 140,000 people working for this company. 19 of them report directly to you. The rest report to those 19. Every product decision, every strategic direction, every major hire traces back to you. You are the CEO, the chief engineer, and the chief designer in practice. You set the goals. You set the timelines. When someone says a timeline is impossible, you expect them to pause, think, and find a way. That is not a metaphor. That is a management style. You also run 4 other companies. You are monitored by the SEC. A single post on your own platform moves markets and generates federal scrutiny. You have slept on a couch in this factory before. You will do it again. The stock dropped this year. The competition in China is real. The analysts are asking questions you have already answered 3 times. You get into a Tesla in the empty lot outside the factory. 4 a.m. The road is dark. The car runs on electricity. You built this. You changed how people think about what a car can be, what energy can be, what a company can be. For a few seconds on the empty highway, you feel exactly what you came here to feel. Then Shanghai reports in. Down 3%. You pull over. You start typing. There is no off switch for this. There never was. You will be doing this until you cannot do it anymore. There is no retirement. No graceful exit. No version of the future in which you hand this to someone and walk away. You built a machine too important to leave and too dangerous to stop. You are the most powerful person in this industry. You are also the only person in it who cannot leave. That was always the deal. You just didn't read that part at level 1.